Pinky rolled her eyes. Putting down the hammer and tongs, she walked back in front of her friend and stared pensively at the broken Pegasus. Gilda didn't even cry this much when she had a live Paris bride stuffed down her throat. Pinky thought for a minute about what to do next, then had a sudden spark of inspiration. Rotating a wheel on the rack, Pinky laid Dash on her back, then moved to Dash's hind legs, bringing the can with her. Picking up her tools, Pinky drove a searing hot spike of metal directly into the bottom of Dash's hoof. As Dash yelled in pain, Pinky moved around and drove a second nail into the other hoof. Next, Pinky went back to her cart and located an enormous battery and controller, which she dragged over to where she was working. She tied copper wires between the terminals and the nails driven into Dash's hooves, then gave Dash a wink and flipped the switch. Electricity rocketed through Dash's body. The blue pony reacted immediately. Her body seized and her muscles snapped taut. Dash's hips thrust skyward, her eyes rolled back, and she let out a deep, throat-shredding cry. Pinky giggled and danced in blaze, then reached down and turned up the juice. Dash convulsed uncontrollably and her bladder emptied once more. After about 5 minutes, Pinky shut off the power. Wisps of steam rose from the singed fur around Dash's hoof, and the area reeked of cooked flesh and burned enamel. Pinky rotated Dash upright again and snapped the drooling, delirious pony back to attention. "Dash! Dash! Rainbow Dash, wake up!" Dash moaned and managed to give a modicum of weak acknowledgement. Pinky studied her handiwork, then reached into the medicine bag and produced a large syringe. "All right, time for the last round." Dash focused blearily on the needle, which Pinky took as a question as to what it was. "This is a little something to take the pain away," Pinky informed Dash as she walked around to her victim's ruined back. Dash flinched as Pinky jabbed the needle into the lower part of the blue pony's spine. Moving in front of her friend again, Pinky leaned down and elaborated. "In a few minutes you won't be able to feel anything below your rib cage. Then you'll be able to stay awake to watch the harvest." Dash started to cry again. "Pinky," she choked out. "Yeah, I want to go home," Dash sobbed. "Yeah, I can see wanting to do that," replied the party pony. "Sometimes I just want to give up, just say I'm done with this mess and go to bed. But you know what? You can't shrug off your responsibilities. You got to pull yourself up and meet the challenges head on. That's the only way you're gonna get ahead in life." Dash hung her head and cried. Minutes passed as the drug took effect. Eventually Dash was completely numb from her chest, her flanks. At this point Pinky approached with a scalpel. Glancing at Dash and smiling, Pinky made a long horizontal cut across the Pegasus pony's pelvis, just above her crotch. Moving up Dash's body, Pinky made a similar incision under her ribs. Finally, Pinky made a long vertical cut down Dash's stomach, connecting the first two. "Looks like I got my eye on you, Dash," Pinky giggled. With a most gooey sound, the flap of skin opened. The sight of her own organs and the lack of feeling caused Dash's breathing to intensify. Pinky carefully sliced open Dash's abdominal sac and grabbed her large intestines. As she separated the organ from the rest of the digestive tract and pulled it out of the new cavity, Pinky grew jovial. Laughing as she got at her friend, Pinky began to make jokes. Dash, growing weaker from this new source of blood loss, tried desperately to shout out the macabre comedy act. "Look at me, I'm Rarity," Pinky laughed, slinging the intestinal tubes around her neck and spraying blood in all directions. "Isn't my new scarf so pretty?" Reaching back inside, sliced the smaller intestine off from the bowels, squeezing out the excess excrement. Pinky filled the slimy organ through her teeth and dragged it back and forth. "Dentists say you gotta floss every day, Dash." Dash was barely aware of what was going on anymore. The shock was causing her to fade. Disappointed, Pinkie dived back into the blue pony's guts, ramping up her routine. "Oh, don't go yet, Dash." Pinkie started pulling out the rest of Dash's organs, pausing with each removal. "I know I can be a real pancreas, but I'm just kidney with you. You really got to learn to liver it up." Boy, these jokes are getting bladder. Guess you gotta develop a stomach for them. Pinkie placed the discarded body parts into a bucket, keeping the last one for a bit longer. "Ooh, bagpipes," she said, placing the end of Dash's esophagus in her mouth and the stomach in her armpit. She squeezed and spurred of exit hit her tongue. "Ooh. Oh, hey look, there's your cupcake, Dash." Dash didn't hear her tormentor. She had slipped from consciousness minutes ago. Pinkie, not yet satisfied, hit Dash with another adrenaline shot. Dash woke up for the last time, her heart pounding. Warm blood flowed out from the wound in her chest in great spurts. It wouldn't be long now. Pinkie brought Dash around onto her back again and straddled the blue pony's chest, scalpel at the ready. Rainbow Dash, I am disappointed. I thought you would have lasted longer. I really wanted to spend more time with you before we got here, but I guess it's my fault. I should have taken it a little slower. Oh well, it was really nice knowing you, Dash." The blade sunk into the blue throat and worked its way up to Dash's chin. Coming back down, Pinkie's scalpel then circled Dash's neck. The last thing Rainbow Dash felt was her skin being cut away from her skull, and the metal of the blade scraping her teeth. Then she was gone. Pinkie Pie stared into the mirror. She had done a really good job even keeping the eyelids. She winked and Dash winked back. Pinkie smiled. But still, she was sad that her friend was now gone. Dash had only lasted 15 minutes, not nearly as long as Pinkie had wanted. She looked back at the cadaver hanging in the center of the room, the last of her friend's fluids draining into a pan. Yep, no more Rainbow Dash. As she looked, Pinkie cocked her head. She began to take notice of the fact that there really wasn't much damage to the corpse. "In fact," the pink pony mused, "I think—" an idea exploded in her head. She was good at sewing and she had all the pieces. All she had to do was put them back together. Yeah, she just had to get some stuffing and bingo, she'd have Rainbow Dash forever. In fact, thought Pinkie, that's what she'd do for all her best friends when their numbers came up. She was so excited she skipped right over to the body with her Skinner to get started. The cupcakes could wait. Pinkie Pie had a friend to make.